quite a while now. According to Ryan, I've done this for 10 minutes, but I'm sorry if you have like glitter all over me. I wasn't expecting the Diagonal Blade to have glitter, so now you all have glitter actually on you now too. That's just the nature of it. I suggest a hot shower to scrub it off, and then a very cold shower because I'm about to turn up the sexiness level in here. I'm sorry, I'm done with the improv. I was driving into town the other day, and this guy cut me off in a tractor. It's a particularly unique North Dakota situation, and I think if it's okay for tractors to drive on the highway, then cars should be able to drive on wheat fields. Isn't that fair? I mean, and if you're not, don't realize it yet, any vehicle that goes at least 40 miles per hour doubles as a combine. I have a question for you guys. If you got a job interview at Hot Topic, would you still wear like a suit and tie to the interview? Is professional dress still appropriate? And if so, would they expect you to explain yourself like, well, yeah, I have tattoos underneath the suit. It's gonna be okay, don't worry about it. I used to have this really cool science fiction book from the 1950s, but now it's just a fiction book. It really lost its identity over the years. I want to learn more about nihilism, but apparently I'm already done. It's a philosophy where you basically don't believe in anything, which, how easy is that? But I still think they could do a better job of recruiting, you know, maybe going door to door, spreading the word. There should really be some nihilist evangelists. If anything, just so their pitch line could be, you'll get nothing and like it. I'm pretty sure the first person ever to say, "You are what you eat," was a cannibal. You shouldn't use that expression because it's offensive to the people who were eaten. I did this for the town show last year. I enjoy writing jokes and stand-up. It's kind of how I engage my creative side. But I think if I ever really decide to seriously pursue my artistic side, I'm going to start with ice sculpting, because some artwork really shouldn't be permanent. I like things that when you put them out in the sun, they disappear. So no one has to see where I started. Wouldn't it be great if you could do that with other mistakes in your life? Like unwanted children or something? Actually, if you leave them outside, sometimes they get stolen. Or I guess kidnapped is the proper term. The thing that I love about America, this is totally unrelated to what I was just talking about. What I love about America is you can be anything you want to be if you put your heart and soul into it. Except you shouldn't. In some situations that are problematic. Like if you are afraid of heights and want to be a pilot. Or if you have a prosthetic leg and a glass eye and you want to work at Toys R Us. And if you're an atheist, should you really be working at TGI Fridays? The worst thing about being attacked by a bull is that the bloodier and redder you get, the more the bull wants to attack you. Hemorrhaging is much worse than a matador cape, every time. Speaking of bulls, an occupation that combines two of my least favorite things is a rodeo clown. Which I guess is perfect because I just wish that like big dangerous animals with sharp horns would chase them around like constantly. And that's exactly what I get whenever a rodeo happens. That's what you do when one of your jokes doesn't work. You just stand up here in silence until people feel awkward enough to... Rodeos are interesting though because they're the only sporting events where a fan can stand up and go, "Bull crap!" It's not offensive or inappropriate at all. You're just helping them out like, "Hey, you missed a spot. Right there." I really got into two things lately. Jody Picoult books, and MMA cage fighting. And a lot of people say that sports are getting too dangerous now, but I remember in 5th grade social studies class when they taught us about the ancient Mayan sport of ball game. And if you haven't ever learned about ball game, let me tell you about it, because education is always good too. No creativity in naming the thing. Ball game. It was the only sport they had back then, so they just called it what it was. It's kind of like Raisin Bran. The point of it, the objective was to get a rubber ball through a stone hoop mounted up on a wall without using your arms. It was kind of like a soccer-basketball combo. But here's where they get you. If you were on the losing team, they sacrificed you after the game. The winners got a parade, and the losers got killed, making not only for a stressful game, but an interesting league dynamic. Because every team you play is undefeated. 2-0, your odds of just getting an easy opponent aren't that good. And second, if you think that buzzer beaters are heartbreaking now, back then it was sudden death overtime for real. Seconds away from life and it goes in. But I was thinking about this, and even worse than buzzer beaters would have been blowouts. When it's 43-16 at halftime and you just stop playing defense and sit in midfield with your head in your hands. Oh, where's the strategy become at that point? Like, all right guys, bring it in, bring it in. Okay, we're using all our timeouts. Going out of bounds every play. Wilson, you just keep faking injuries. On 16, ready, break. That was a sad, morbid part of my act, but, you know, I think in my will I'm going to have it written out that at my funeral, it's going to be at 7 a.m., and the title of my funeral is going to be called Morning Morning. People are going to come out and be like, They're going to fake laugh and then hang their heads. I don't know why. That's just what they're going to do. It is a good way to, you know, it's a celebration of life, a good way to end it, and a good way to end this act. So thank you very much, everybody.